Hi, welcome to the channel. This weekend I'm going to be putting my body, my bike and my equipment setup for LEJOG to the test by cycling 200 kilometers over 2 days over a mixture of road and gravel to really test my setup for the LEJOG ride that is coming up in 1 month's time. So I'm Chris, and as I say, in 1 month's time, starting on June the 8th, I'm going to be cycling 950 miles, I think it is, which is going to be on average between 90 and 140 or 150 kilometers per day from Land's End to John O'Groats. I'm going to be doing this on my gravel bike, which is an Ibis Hacker. I'll go through the setup of that sometime later, but this weekend is absolutely a key part of my setup. I'm a little bit apprehensive. I have cycled 110 kilometers before. I've actually done the London 100, which is 100 miles, but that was about 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm a little bit older since then. I'm actually doing this ride in aid of two charities. One which is Mind, the mental health charity, and the other is a charity called Not One More Vet, which is a charity that recognises and supports veterinary surgeons, because unfortunately in our profession I'm a veterinary surgeon and there is a very high suicide rate. So I'm doing that to support Mind and to raise awareness and to raise some money along the way if I can. So as I say, I'll go through my bike setup a little bit later, but as I say, the purpose of this ride is really to test pacing strategy, to test my fitness, to test my fueling strategy, and just see how hard it is riding with kind of all the equipment on the bike, because I haven't actually done that. I've been doing quite a few rides, probably averaging about 7 to 9 hours a week, something like that. Been doing some longer gravel rides, some of the Glorious Gravel series, which is really good if anybody hasn't done any of those. But yeah, I think what I need to do is I need to do a test ride, and I need to do a couple of days longer distance with the whole bike setup. Now, I haven't really tested the bags and everything before, so that's going to be a really key part of this weekend. And I'm just beginning to get a few bits and bobs together. And actually today, I had delivery of the bike bags that I'm going to be using. And I looked at a lot of reviews, and I've actually chosen, this might be surprising, it's not the sort of most common choice. It's quite a new system from Scott, from Syncros. My road bike is a Scott. That's not the one I'm doing LEJOG on. As I say, I'm doing that on my Ibis Hacker gravel bike. So it's literally just unboxing these. So this is the Syncros top tube bag. Have a little look how that looks. Yeah, that looks nice. Kind of quite sleek, waterproof design. That looks pretty nice. And then we've got the main saddle bag. It's all a bit matchy-matchy, isn't it? But that looks good. Kind of like a waterproof bag. That's a removable bag that slots onto the seat post system here, which is sort of typical setup, which is a rigid mounted. Well, it's not rigid. It goes onto the back of the seat post. So I'm going to be interested to see if there's any sway with this. Obviously, I'll pack quite a bit of equipment this weekend into the bags, and then I've got a new frame bag. I do have a frame bag, but it's quite old, and I thought, well, why not just get everything sorted? This is a nice waterproof looking one from Syncros, from Scott. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm pretty confident about the bike being comfortable, but I guess the things that I'm not sure about is how it's all going to feel with all the equipment, and how it's going to be at the end of 100 kilometers, and then, as I say, getting up again the next day and then doing another 100 kilometers. So I'm going to share this journey this weekend. I'll put that a little video about the ride this weekend, and then I'll do another video following up saying how it went and how I felt and what happened. So there we go. That's it for this weekend. A couple of other things I'm going to take with me. I've got this little pump, this Fumpa Mini. It's a little bit heavier than I thought it'd be. I know they do a nano one as well. Not sure if I actually need to take this with me, but it does seem to be very good. You just turn it on here, does a little beep. That woke you up, didn't it, Russell? Yeah, and apparently it can run for an hour, which seems to be a lot, but there we go. And a few other bits and bobs, a bit of gaffer tape here, a little lightweight roll of gaffer tape, and an Insta 360 Go 3S, which is actually what I'm filming this with. And that's nice because you can clip it. I'm not going to do it because it won't film very well, but it'll just clip onto the front here with a magnetic mount, or I can put it on the handlebars. So as I say, I will go through the bike setup a bit later. later on another video, but for now, thank you very much for watching. Wish me luck. I'll report back, as I say, about how it went. And please, if you've got experiences of doing LEJOG, or if you're preparing for LEJOG, any advice, I promise you, will be very gratefully received. So if you think that, you've got any great strategies for getting fuel along the way, just anything day to day, really, just let me know, and I'd be really interested to hear your comments. I will let you know what worked for me, what didn't work, what I found easy, what I found difficult, but it's going to be a nice, slow, gentle riding weekend. Everybody tells me that this ride is a picnic with some cycling along the way or something, or like an eating competition with some cycling is the other thing that people say about longer distance cycling over many days. So I've got to really test myself riding more slowly than I normally try to, and taking it really steadily. So that's great. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to carry on watching and finding out how I get on. That would be really great. And if you do feel in any way inclined to support the charities that I'm riding for, which, as I say, is Mind and Not One More Vet, then I'll put a link in the description down below. So please do offer any support that you can. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Wish me luck.